Hello everybody and welcome back to, I believe, episode 4 of the playthrough. Let us continue. So, in the previous video, we have finished the optional shape bank area, and with its completion, we got an achievement saying we've completed the market. Now it's possible that the market is just this optional area and that each of these other areas has its own name. But I don't know. I mean, this, like I said in the previous video, this looks to me like a temple. And like a temple or a church. The ruins of. And it matches the rose window thematic. And this, I guess, would be the garden. The church garden. This has these sort of lighthouse type structures, but they're not really a lighthouse because none of them have a top floor that is open. And this game told us this is the market. So, we saw the sneak peek yesterday of 2 new rules. Precision and polyomino. Of the 2, I'm more excited about precision. So, let's start there. Sorry, just had to mute as I was sneezing. Alright, so precision. All regions must have an area of exactly 4. This has to come out. And then the interesting thing is that these have to be different from this inner part. So in order for this to have an area of 4, well, it has access only to 4 tiles because it can't reach here or here. So it's like this. Now this must come out all the way here and the puzzle completes itself. All regions must have areas 3. All right. So what we know here is that this cannot reach this because if it does, it closes that. Which means that this gets forced in all the corners that have this thing going on. So this has to come out, this has to come out. They cannot be the same region. And so that completes both of them like this. This has to come out and it completes itself. And we're done. I really like this rule. Probably my second favorite rule so far, with the first one being rose windows. I think rose windows is my favorite, and precision is my second favorite. The other ones are cool as well, shape bank, Gemini, and Delta, but these ones I really enjoy. Alright. Area size 4. These all come out. Now in here we get to make use of the little idea that I was considering in this puzzle, where like you already know that no new regions can fit into a particular part of the board, and the regions that you have already started cut that area of the board off. And so you know that those empty tiles must belong to the regions you see already. So what we know here is that these 2 tiles must be picked up by one or both of these. But the thing is that both of them can be picked up by one of them. Ah, but look, here as well. And here. Okay, so this is quite interesting. Because we've drawn in 4 regions. All 4 of these regions we know are distinct. None of them can merge together because they're too far from each other. And each of them can only pick up 2 more tiles. Which means that, well, they can only pick up 2 more tiles, and they must pick up 2 more tiles. Which means that, and added to that, no new region can fit in here, or in here, or in here, which means that out of these 3, 6, 8 tiles, all 8 tiles must belong to a region that we have already started on the board, right? Because they can't access a new region. But we know that these 4 regions that we've already started need exactly 8 tiles, because each one needs 2. And these are 8 tiles that can only belong to these regions, which means that these 2 cannot expand in this direction. And that completes the puzzle. Oh, precision Delta Gemini. Precision of 4. So these are different, so this has to happen. Wait, hold on. So because they're different here, once they're touching anywhere else, they still have to be different. And now this is size 4, so it completes itself. Now this can't go south, or else it would be the same shape. This cannot go there. And this cannot go here, or else it would be the same shape. Size 4. Now this cannot go here, or else it would not be the same shape. And same thing here, so it has to be like this. Oh, this now has to do that. Size 7. Wait, so the precision figure, the rule figure, changes depending on which one it is. Oh, that's cool. I like that. So far we've seen 4, 3, 4, 4, 7. So I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6. So I guess 7 plus will all have this version, but I guess 1 to 5 will have, well, 1 wouldn't be a puzzle, because if you get precision 1, then that dominates all other rules, because it instantly completes the puzzle without thinking. But I'm assuming that precision 2 to 6 will all have unique figures, maybe? We'll see. So far we've seen 3 and 4 and 7. Anyway, these are different, so they cannot touch here, and so they cannot touch here either. These are also different, so this happens. These are different, so this happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It needs 1 more of those. Two, 4, 5, 6. 2, 4, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6. 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, so 7 plus, I guess, all have this figure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is still a lag. I mentioned this in the demo. In the demo, at some point I was counting while coloring, and I noticed that there's a lag between the next tile getting colored in and the audio of it being colored in playing. Like, look, if I were to count, as soon as the color shows up, it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But to me, the audio... Oh, wait. The audio is kind of long. Like, it has two... It feels like the audio has two parts. It has like this... It like feels like it has a part where it like winds up, and then it culminates in playing that clicking sound. Yeah, like it doesn't instantly play the clicking sound, and so it feels like there's a lag. Anyway, let's just deal with it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, the other thing is that when I'm counting visually, before I count the next tile, I feel the urge to wait for the audio to finish. But that takes a longer amount of time than I would be counting naturally, because naturally I'd be counting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the audio, if I wait for each one, then I'm counting slower than that. But anyway, let's just... And the thing is, if I ignore the audio, then I might get confused with the counting. Whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These belong to the same region. And 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This could belong to that region. This has to belong to one of these two regions. This was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this cannot belong to this region, so it must belong to that region. And now it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So this is completed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Precision 3. None of those belong to the same region. This is a new region not connected to that or that. And this cannot belong to this. So at most it expands here. And either way it has to expand west, but that completes this. And that completes the puzzle. I see a hidden puzzle in there. Precision 18, and we have a board of size 246 times 246. That's 36 with no gaps, so there are exactly 2 regions in this puzzle, and we already have a bunch of borders, so we can start coloring them in. Wait, let's start here because these are continuous, and so this must be red as well. Let's use red and blue. What numbers? Red and blue are... What? 1, 2. That's interesting. Because it's not the numpad layout, and it's also... Like, it goes clockwise, but from the bottom left corner. So red is 1 and blue is 7. Okay. 1 and 7. Alright, so these are red. And so this is blue. So that's red. So that's red. Oh, and wait. Right, so these are blue. That's red. Blue. That's red. So that's blue. So that's red. So that's red. So that's blue. And now blue can't be here because it would isolate stuff. So these are all red. And this blue has to come out. And it has to join to that. So this has to happen. And this happens. This has to join, so that happens. This has to join to this, so this happens. And now we just need to count the length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Cool. And what's random? Oh, I can't change the cursor color out here. Random is 9. Okay. Well, let's continue walking, like or through the terrain. Size 4. This can't go here because that becomes a problem. So this gets forced. Now this belongs to one of these two. Ah, but this one, even if it takes that, will always have to go here. So that gets forced and it can't go here, so it goes there. Now this cannot belong to this, so this happens. Seven. This has to belong to this, because if it tries to avoid belonging to this, then it will have to do at least this, and that gets cut off, which means that these are the same color, and they cannot visit here, because if they visit there, they would leave a gap inside, which means they have, so hold on. So they have to belong to the same region, and they cannot visit this. Now even if they go here, they can't visit there, so this happens. Okay. This, even if it picks everything up, it still has to pick that up. And the moment it picks this up, it has to pick these up. Okay, this one cannot pick that up. Oh, wait. It cannot pick this up, so it goes there. This is a different region that has to come out, and it can't belong to this, so this has to do this. That's 4, 5, and it doesn't pick those up. 6. This has to come out, can't go there. This, even if it picks everything up, still has to reach here. And 2, 4, 6, wait, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, this is already completed. There are only 2 regions left. This... Wait. So this 3... This can never belong to this, because to pick that up, it has to go through yellow, but that would be too long. And it also cannot pick this light blue up, so it must pick yellow up. So these are both yellow. And 3, 4, 5, they cannot, like I said, pick up either of those two, so the rest of the gaps belong to them. And that completes the puzzle. Area 11. Here there are 16. Here there are 12, 13, 14. So that's... Wait, what? I'm confused. 4 times 4 is 16. 3... Oh, that's 3 times 5. Sorry, so that's 15 plus 2 is 17 plus 16 is 33. So there are 3 regions. There are 3 regions, and this, whatever this is, let's say it's red, cannot go there, I believe. Because if it does, we know it exists with at least one other... Oh no, wait, it could. Never mind, sorry. Never mind. It could. But how far can this reach? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It could reach all the way here, actually. Because the thing is that... So let's think about it this way. There's something here, which could be this, or it could be not this. Oh, hang on. No, wait. What if we tried to get red not to visit this? So let's say this is not red. That's impossible, because the maximum red can expand without taking that tile is this, because it cannot expand here. It also cannot expand here. Okay, so what we know then is that this does belong to red. What we also know is that these don't belong to red. So what we therefore know is that even if red took this tile, it would still at least need to go this far, and that's 2, 4, 6. Sorry, so we know that at least these belong to red. And now what about the tiles that are left in this area? 8, 9, 10, 11. So all 11 tiles actually have to be this other color. And that's complete. And so now red has 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's only one other region left, which will be here, because red can't reach that far, right? 2, 4, 6, 8. 9, 10, 11. It can't reach to the far side of that. 9, 10, 11. It can't reach to the far side of that. So both of those belong to some other color. And therefore both of the other side of that belong to a different region, which must be this, because that's because we've run out of regions. And so now we're at 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. But they have to connect, and there's only one tile left in the region, so this must happen. Dumb. Ah, there we go. This is the figure for the Precision 5. This is interesting. So we have 2 options. Or wait, let me think. Oh yeah, so look. Let's say yellow and red. So this can't be red or yellow. We see that because it's split off from them. And now, how many empty tiles do we have? 4 plus 6. That's 10 empty tiles. And this still needs 3. This still needs 3. That's 6. This still needs 4. That's 10. So all the tiles we see, the empty tiles, belong to one of these 3 regions. And this one, red cannot reach it too far. Yellow cannot reach it too far. So this is blue. It has to connect to blue. It can't do that from here. So it has to at least go there. And now yellow, no, even if it takes these two tiles or doesn't, either way it must go here. Which now forces blue to do this. Nice. Restore the precision window is the achievement we just got. Titled No More, No Less. Okay, so did that... No, that didn't unlock the locked puzzles yet. We need 8 more. Alright, let's keep going. Yeah, well, those ones have a locked one attached to us. So let's not do those yet. And this is what Precision 6 looks like. Cool. These cannot be the same region. I believe this must be a different region. 2, 4, yeah. And now this has to grab those. That's the other area. I'm just trying to... There is a puzzle here. Precision 9. And we're working with a 6x6 board as 36. So there are 4 regions in this board. So that's some region, that's some other region. Can this be blue? Can these two be the same region? I think the answer is no. Because clearly they cannot reach each other from that side, but if they tried to reach each other from the other side, they would lock red in. So this is a different region. Can this be red? I think due to the same logic, they cannot. It cannot, so that's the last region. And now that's all the regions that we can work with. And we can already ask the question of what region does this belong to, because what could be blue or purple. But the other thing we can ask is this. The furthest red can expand south is here. And so the most it could pick up in this area is this much, and that's only 6. So no matter what, it will have to come out this way and be 6, 7, 8. It has to go at least that far. The ones that are in question are these tiles, but these are a must, which forces yellow to go there. And so now we can continue with red, because now red is still 2, 4, 6, 8. It has to go at least that far. These are contested regions with blue, which forces yellow to go at least that far. And now again with blue, it could do all these, but that's only 5, so it would still have to go here. And I believe this cannot be purple. Or maybe it can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Will allow blue to be 9, but then there's a missing thing here. So this cannot be, this tile cannot be purple, so it must be blue. But now we have an interesting situation. Can purple reach this? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It can. Okay. Okay. Ah, red. Okay, this is interesting. Red is 2, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No. I was gonna say it has to expand here. Wait, no, it does. 2. So look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even if it takes this to be 6, and this to be 7, it would still need to take this. And so now it must take this as well. And this now restricts blue, because now even if blue takes these two, it's only size 5. It still has to take 4 more. So I think that means... Does that mean... No, it could still take this, because it could take these 4. Oh no, that's not the case, sorry. Or no. No, it could take these, because red can still take these. What about this? Can yellow reach this? Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yellow could reach that. But wait, blue cannot reach this, and it's not yellow, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, blue can't reach that, and even if it could, it would cut stuff off. So this has to be yellow. And if it's yellow, then yellow has to... Or no, sorry, what am I saying? Blue can't reach it, and it's not yellow, so it has to be purple. And even if purple tries to collect that from the bottom, it would still need to grab this, because it would cut it off from anything else. So these are all purple, therefore. And now yellow is size 4. Even if it takes this to be size 5, it would still need 6, 7, 8. And it still needs 1 more even if it takes this. Now purple has to pick exactly one of these 2 paths. And this has to be purple or blue. Can purple collect that from here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It could. Can blue collect it? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And therefore it's bad, because these tiles no longer work, which means that... By the way, I should get into the habit of using undo instead of deleting, because I might accidentally not delete enough or delete too much. But anyway, so blue can't pick that up, so it must be purple. And the only way purple can pick it up is through this path, I believe, right? Because if it goes here, 3, 4, 5... Also, I should use a different color, like this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 2, 4. So it has to be this. 6, 7, 8, 9, or... Wait, yellow needs 1 more, right? So purple cannot go through this path, so it must go through this path. So it cannot pick that up. And only blue can reach this now. Out of the non-purples. Red has no access. And yellow, it's too far for yellow, so that's blue. And now purple needs to still go. That's still too far for yellow, plus it would cut off that, so that's blue. And now 2, 4, 6, 7. Even if it takes that, it still needs at least 1 more. So now purple is complete. Yellow has to take that. Red takes... How many? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Done. Nice. This puzzle might have a connection to that, so let's not do it yet. Those have connections to those. This seems to be alone, so let's do it. Size 60? Well, there must be at least 2 regions, otherwise it wouldn't be a puzzle, so... I'm assuming we're working with 120 tiles? Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And... 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So that's 120. Alright. So we have exactly 2 regions in this board. Let's do good old red and blue. One and 7 are the colors. How many are we at? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 27, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 38. 39, 40. 40, and then through some path, either through this or through this, 40, 41, 42, 42 or 43. No, wait. It has to go here through some path, but this has to expand. Okay, so 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 47, 48, 49, 50, 50, 51, 51, 'Ah, and here we need red somewhere, but I don't think red can be on this side, because for red to be on that side, it can't go through here because of that. So it would have to go through... Yeah, no matter what, it can't be on the right side, because it would have to go through this, and that will cause this to be blue. And then when that's blue, this would have to do something like that. But now it can't pick up either of those because it would cut this off, so... and this can never be red because it has to go through here. So none of those can be red, therefore, and so they're all blue, and so these are all red. And now can red pick these up from outside? 51, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, it can. So we don't know yet which side red picks those up from. Oh, we do know that this is blue, however. So 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. And this is blue. And this is blue. 51, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 57, 58. This has to come out. 59, 60. Nice. Do my notes stay on that? On there? They do. Gemini Precision 5. Okay, so this is some color, and there has to be a different color in here somewhere. These are 9. Well, Okay, I think I see something. So this Gemini is something, right? And so whatever shape of size 5 it makes, we need to copy in here, which means that it cannot be a vertical, or sorry, it cannot be 4 tiles in a straight line, because that doesn't fit in here. And also it cannot expand outside because it would be in the same region, which means that whatever this Gemini is, the furthest it can go is 3 steps, and then it needs to turn. So this tile down here, if it goes up to the Gemini, it can't go further, so it would have to go at least 2 more west, which means that these all belong to the same region. What else? Like, this could belong to either Gemini or neither. Ah, wait, so if it... The thing is, though, that if it belongs to a Gemini, we know it has to be specifically this, because it cannot obstruct this tile. Because if we do this, then it's bad. So, okay, so if it belongs to either Gemini, they would do this or this. And then whatever is left inside has to all belong to one region, because they will have to visit this. And so they would have to come out and be specifically that shape. And is there any issue with that in either scenario? I mean, I'm kind of bifurcating, so that's not what I should explore. I need to explore something else. How about this? This is some color. That's a different region. And that's also a different region, and all right, and they cannot be the same. So these are 3 different regions. These are 3 different regions, because if orange and green tried to be the same region, they would have to do this, and that would cause Gemini to do that shape, and then the shape breaks. So they're 3 different regions. And why is that good for us? So we know that yellow and green are the same shape. And so they're either this shape by yellow connecting to red. Oh, and we remember that yellow cannot be 4 straight tiles. So But it could go inside, technically. Or wait, can it? If it goes inside... No, it cannot go inside. Hold on. So yellow cannot go inside, because now yellow picks up 2, green picks up 4, and we're 1 short. Because right now there are 7 hanging tiles. And they have to be completed by only yellow and green because there's no space for a 3rd region. But yellow and green only pick up 2 and 4. That's 6. So no. So that means that yellow cannot go in. We know yellow has to at least go up because, you know, it's at least this. But if it does this exactly, then it would... and it can't go in. It can't also go here, so it would have to do that. Oh, wait a minute. I see now. Yellow simply cannot go here. Because whatever 2 regions, like if it does this, now there are 9 tiles in here. And we know yellow cannot go in. Because the moment it goes in, the green will complete itself with 5 tiles, and now this can't be yellow, it also can't be green. Or like whatever we do, right? There are 3 tiles left, none of which can be green, but they can't all be yellow, and they can't be a new region either. So, we know yellow cannot go in at all, but also yellow can't go even block the entrance either. Because now there are 9 tiles that have to belong to more than one group, and 9 is not divisible by 5. So, oops. So this is the case, which means that yellow actually is red. Right, and then we know that this can't block the exit, because now it would only be able to do this, and that's no good. So we know it has to be this. And now whatever tile this is will have to exit in some way. But then both of these tiles must belong to that group as well. And now that's size 5. And now this must go up. And I think this again cannot block the exit. Because if it does, it can not enter. If it enters, right now it leaves a number of tiles that are not divisible by 5, and it can take at most 1 more. The number of tiles are still not divisible by 5, so it cannot enter at all. It also cannot block. So now it's actually orange. Orange cannot expand there. So this happens. This happens. And the only way Gemini can make this shape is by making use of this tile, because this is of length 4 in 1 dimension, and that's this. So one part of that is here. It can't be the part that's 3, because then it can't touch the Gemini, so this has to be the part that's 2, and then it has to also touch the Gemini. I don't know if I missed something in this puzzle, but it felt more involved than difficulty 3 to me. Size 5, and we already know this. Interesting. And now, inside this is 7 by 7, which is 49 minus 4, 45. So it has 9 size 5 regions. And we already know 4 of them are this shape. Not only are they that shape, furthermore, they are exactly here. That's no good. So this has to be... Wait, I'm confused. This cannot do that, because it would block that off. But it also cannot do... Oh no, sorry, it's exactly this. I thought it needed one more, but it doesn't. So it is actually exactly that. And this tile, whatever it is, it will have to in some way visit this. And once it visits that, it has to pick up the rest, so it's exactly this. And now this, this tile cannot be this tile, because that tile, once it expands, it needs orthogonally to move in both directions, and this one can't. So it's one of these edge tiles, and both edge tiles need to expand 4 and then do either that or that. So we know that these don't belong. And now this comes out, and it cannot go here because then this Gemini breaks. So this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens, and now this tile was either that or that. In both cases, once it moves one, it has to turn orthogonally. And after it turns orthogonally, it's 3 consecutive tiles, and then it turns orthogonally away from the origin, so it has to be this. This tile cannot pick that tile up, which means this tile and this tile are different colors. Or no, yeah, no, sorry, it cannot pick that up because it would leave too many tiles. But now this must pick up the rest of the tiles. So this has to go here and must be the Gemini. And this Gemini works 3 in one direction and then turn 2 more. And we're done. Nice. Precision 5 and Delta. Must be different shapes. This cannot pick that up. This can't go there because of the shape constraint. These are different. Right, so if this goes here, it can't go there as well. So either way, it will have to go there. Now it can either go there or there. But either way, this is a new color. That new color, even if it goes there, it will be size 2, 3, 4, 5. It could pick those up, but it must go here at least. And I think this is... I wanted to say this is bad because it would force that, but it wouldn't force that. So if... Oh wait, I think I see something. If this happens, then this... Can that still happen? No. Okay, wait. I think I see something that I missed. Sorry. I think what I see is that these two must be the same region, because if this tries to not be that region, it'll have to do that. And that would cut this off from completing, because this can't connect to that. Right, so these actually have to be the same region. Okay, and then this cannot happen because this would happen. So this has to happen, and now this has to happen. Okay, and now this cannot happen. So this happens. And now this happens. And now this can't happen. So this happens. This has to come out. This comes out. What else? Well, we know this is a different color, at least. Ah, we know this has to happen, because if they're the same, the puzzle breaks, because whether they do this or this, it's no good. So these are distinct, and they're distinct, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. This must occur, so now that cannot, so this happens. This expands, this has to come out. They cannot be the same. This is a different color from both of those, because otherwise too many tiles. And now this cannot happen because it would cut red off, so this has to happen. And now even if red picks that up, it still needs to go there. And now it can't go here because it would be a mirror image, so this has to happen. Nice. And there are some puzzles here, and that will metallicize and unlock unlock the locked ones. Precision 16, and we're working with 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. 4 times 8 is 32. So we have 2 regions, red and blue. Is this where I want to start, though? Well, it's a good start, because even if blue picks all of these up, it still has to expand, so it will always have to leak out through here. And red has to expand through here. Now what? Oh, I believe this cannot be red. Because now this would be forced to be blue due to the border, but... But there's no way for the blue to connect without cutting this red or that red off. So that's blue, and that's red. And I guess due to similar logic... Or no, wait, sorry. Did I mess up? Wait, why is this not possible? No, it's just not possible. It would cut it off. Yeah. So that's red and this is blue. And so now all of these are blue. And now, due to similar logic, this cannot be blue. So that's red. And so now all of these are red. And that has to be blue. So these are blue. How many is this? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So red needs 4 more. And it has to pick up at least these 2. Blue needs 6 more. What else? I think this can't be red. Because if that's red... Maybe it can. Well, no, cause, well, wait. So if that's red, then red has to go either like this or like that. If it goes like this, that's blue, that's red. And it still has to go left somewhere, and it still needs at least one of these, so at least that. But now red has too many. Because red already has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So red can only take 4 more. If it takes this, it's still forced at least to take these two. But it can't take both, because this has to come back somehow. So even if it takes, let's say, this, and it comes back like that, it would still then need to take that. Oh, but that's fine. It could be this. In fact, this is a solution, but I bifurcated. So that wasn't where I was supposed to look. Where am I supposed to look? Maybe the answer is that this cannot be blue. Because if that's blue, then these are red. And then blue has to come out. So red has to do that. No, that's fine. But I don't see a reason why I should consider this can't be red. Oh, wait. Hold on. If that's red, then these are blue, therefore. Let's do something else. Let's say this is some color, and this is some other color that must come out. But there are only 2 colors on the board, so this must be this color as well. But... No, hold on. I don't have to say it has to come out. We only know that they're 2 different colors. So this is some color, and we know this is some other color that is the same. And the same idea repeats here. And so what we can say is that if green is blue, then it has to go there. And if teal is blue, it has to go through here. Can we say something about green and red? Can we say that if green is red, it has to go there? Because then that's always green. Is there some other way of... No, there is no other way, because if... Okay, so if green is red, and we want to avoid picking it up through here, then it would have to go through here, and it has to then pick up 2 more, at least, because it has to go through there, and then therefore it has to pick that up, but then it has picked up too many as red, because red can only have 4 more. So the point is that if green is red, it has to go through there. If green is blue, it also has to go through there. So these are always green. And so now is red pressured? Wait, purple. Yeah, purple is interesting. If purple is blue, it goes there. If purple is red, it also goes there. The reason being is because if it doesn't go there, then this purple has to go through here. But we know that if purple is red, that teal is in red, and so teal dies. Which means that if purple is red, it always has to pick that up through there. And if purple is blue, it also always have to pick it up through there. So this happens. And now purple and green cannot both be red, because red can only facilitate 4 more. Now, can we somehow claim that teal... If teal is blue, it goes through there. Therefore, then purple is red. Therefore, so that would complete the puzzle. But if teal is red, then we don't know about this. Ah, wait. How about asking another question, which is blue still needs 6 more fields. So does that tell us anything? All that tells us, well, we already knew that because red cannot be both green and purple, that blue has to pick one of them up. Ah, but that's interesting, because once blue picks one of them up, red will pick up 1 tile. And then red can only pick up 3 more. But let's ask whether blue can pick up both purple and green. The answer is yes, it could. Ah, I'm confused. What am I not seeing here? Like, I know I can just bifurcate and instantly solve this, but I want to solve it logically. What's the logic that I'm missing? So we know blue has to pick up one of these 2 regions. And is there something that causes it to be that blue has to pick both of them up? Oh, wait. No, I don't see. Oh, I'm being silly, dude. There's a delta here. I completely forgot about the delta. Okay. So the delta... Due to the delta, the blue region will need to have a size 3 width somewhere, which it will get from either the green or the purple, but also on one end it has to be this hook, which is not on this end, so it must be on this end, which means that this hook has to be preserved like that, and that now causes this to now be blue, which has to connect through here. And how many can red have now? It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. It still needs 4 more. Dude, I completely forgot about the delta. That was quite silly. All right. Oh, okay. So here's the other thing. We know that blue has to pick up one of these, but then I think red has to pick up the other. Otherwise, the symmetry is broken, right? Because right now, everything is symmetrical. Wait, what breaks the symmetry then? What am I missing? How is the puzzle unique? Don't both red and blue have the same number of tiles right now? 5, 5, and then a column of 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, and then the hook part. Both red and blue right now are mirror images And the inner part of the board is also symmetrical. So how is this puzzle unique? Can't I just get blue to pick one of these up, red the other? Like, that's... I'm confused. Like... Oh! Wait, no. Blue, red, done. Or it can be blue, red, done. No? How is this puzzle unique? Oh my god, they have to be different shapes, not the same shape. Oh my god, dude, what am I doing? So not only did I miss the delta, once I remembered the delta, I thought it was a Gemini. Oh man, that's so sad. Like, what am I doing? Okay. So, let's go back to the point where we remembered the delta. Alright. So I think the point is this. Because of the delta, if we say that this is blue, which causes this to be blue, then the remainder of the board is all symmetrical, and the solution is forced to be symmetrical, which would break the Gemini, which means that this cannot be red. Or sorry, this has to be red, rather. This has to be red, which means that has to be red, so that has to be blue. And now... how many does blue have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So blue has to pick up green, because if it doesn't, it won't have enough tile. So this has to happen, this has to happen, and this happens. That was rough. I need to pay more attention to remembering all the rules. Precision and Gemini. Let's remember, there's a Gemini. Wait, precision 13, and how many are we working with? 2, 4, 6 times 3 is 18. And 2 times 4 is 8, so 26. So there are exactly 2 regions. Which are red and blue. And they are... Why are there 3 Geminis in this? I'm so confused by this. There are only 2 regions on this board. What's the point of having more than 1 Gemini symbol? I don't understand. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this, because, like, this puzzle does not change in any way whatsoever if I remove any 1 or 2 of the Geminis out of the 3 Geminis. As long as I leave at least 1 of these Geminis, the puzzle stays the exact same from step 0. So I'm confused. Same as the previous puzzle, by the way. Like, here they added 1 delta here, but they could have put that delta anywhere on the board. And any number of times. Along any of the given... Like, they gave us... There were some given borders at the start. I think they're slightly thicker here. They could have filled all of those with deltas and the puzzle would not have changed. Same thing here. Here they chose to fill all the givens with Gemini, but in the previous one, They chose to only put one delta along the given borders, so I don't understand why here they chose to fill it with Geminis. But anyway, let's continue. So precision 13. And I suppose this can't be blue because then all of these have to be blue, no? Isn't that how it works? Like once that's blue, red can't reach the border anywhere, I think. Because like it would have to somehow connect to that blue. Like we would be forcing ourselves to do this. But that would be too long. Because if we didn't do that, like if we along the way... Oh wait, there's another thing before we jump to that. This has to be blue as well. Because this has to come out somehow, so it has to do that. So anyway, what I'm saying is that if this is blue, it has to along the way somehow connect to that. But if it does that, like if we put a red anywhere along the way, then now for red to connect to this, it has to cut these two blues off somewhere. So the moment this is blue, all of these have to be blue. But blue can only go how far? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It can only go that far, so red has to extend at least this far. And then we also need symmetry. We need symmetry, and this board is wider than it is tall, which means that once we have picked up, this is size 5 along one dimension. The only way blue can still be size 5 along a dimension is if this is blue, but if that's blue, then blue has to pick all of these up. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Wait, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. And this breaks the puzzle. So what I'm trying to say is that if blue tries to have the... Or no, sorry, red is only size 4 along one dimension. Never mind what I'm saying. But still, the thought experiment I just made still stands. As if this is blue, the puzzle breaks because this is not symmetrical, so this cannot be blue either, so it has to be red. Okay. Okay, and now what I said is relevant. Now red is size 5 along one dimension, so blue will have to be size 5 along a dimension as well, and that cannot be vertical because there's at most 4 empty vertical spaces left, which means that blue, being the same shape, will need to have the size 5 dimension horizontally, same as red does. And it cannot be... Yeah, so there's a 4 consecutive tiles horizontally somewhere in blue, because we just established that that can't happen vertically. So then it can't be here, because if it's here, this part can't be this part, which means this part is new. And so blue would have to do that, but that breaks red. Otherwise, blue has to do that, And red has to do that. And then... Is that bad? I don't know. I think it is bad because red would have to do this. Yeah, actually, hold on. I see something else. I think. Can this be blue or red? Yeah, I think this cannot be blue. Because look, if it's blue, blue is wider than red can ever be. So that's still red. So that's again red. But now red is... Look how wide red is. Red is now 6 wide. So blue has to be 6 wide as well. But the only way blue can be 6 wide is if it picks up either this or this. And either way, whichever it picks up, it has to pick up all of these. And now red needs to be... On one of its edges, it needs to expand up. So this has to happen. And this has to be red. And I think now we have established their symmetry. We have established that it is a rotation with no reflection, I believe. Have we established that? Because then we know that this is blue if that's the case. But I'm not sure if we've established that. Well, there's a red here, which means there needs to be a blue here or here, right? Whether it's a rotation or a reflection. No, but it has to be a rotation by now, no? Like this can't... I don't know. Like I want to say that this has to be blue because that's red. I feel like the moment we have this part, it's a rotation. Because if it's a reflection, then it would have to be here. So this is blue, therefore. And so this blue has to connect to the rest of the blue either through here or through here. If it goes there, it has to go there, then the red would go down. If it... Can it go through here? No, it cannot, because red can't do that. Right? Yes. So blue doesn't go through there, so it must go through here. Now red has to do that, blue has to do that. So now red has to do this. And now that's red, so that's blue. Nice. We metallicized it. So now we've unlocked some stuff, so let's go back. There is a... That's a hidden puzzle. But it was unlocked already. Precision Gemini Delta. Precision 4. Alright, we can start here. This can't do that. Or no, wait, it can, because then this could do that. Never mind. Never mind. Never you mind. I mean, we know that this can't happen in either case, but the thing is that in both instances, like on both sides of the board, this can happen, I believe. But it doesn't have to. So that doesn't seem helpful. Ah, this one. So this... No, that's not it either. I was gonna say, if it goes this far, it would still have to go here, but that's not true, because it could just be that. But if it's that, then... But this is bifurcation. I was gonna say, if it's that, then this happens, and then this has to happen. But even that doesn't lead anywhere, even with the bifurcation. So I'm not sure that I'm seeing the break-in for this puzzle. Precision 4. What are the shapes we can make with size 4? We can make the one-dimensional shape. We can make a 2x2. Oh yeah, it's all the Tetris pieces, right? Yeah, it's all the Tetris pieces, so it's these. And then there's a reflection of these two. Okay, so we're working with the Tetris pieces in here. I don't know how that helps us. Well, okay. This is interesting here. So we know that these are two different regions. And then there's only so many shapes they can be, because this one cannot be the long piece. So this can't be the long piece, but this cannot be the 2x2. So this cannot be the 2x2. So that only leaves the L or whatever, and the... I don't know what the Tetris pieces are called. I'll call them the L and the S, I guess. Though the S has two variations, I wonder what the other variation is called. A Z, maybe? Yeah, I guess one is an S and the other is a Z. So then the L piece... The other variation of the L piece is probably a J piece. Would be my guess. So I guess we can call them the long piece, or the I. I guess we can call them I, O, or 2x2. I'd rather call it 2x2. I could just call this 1x4. So 1x4, 2x2. L, J, S, Z. Alright. So this can't be 1x4, so this can't be 1x4. This can't be 2x2, so this cannot be 2x2. So that leaves LJ and SZ. This can't be SZ. So they have to be LJ. And then even if it... Okay. L or J. So... Does that tell us anything? Though, I don't think it does. Does it? Wait, Oh, hold on. I think I see something else. I think I see, without any of that discussion we just had, I think I see that this cannot happen. Because think about it, if this happens, then this is sun other color, red. This is some other color, green. But what we know about their shapes is that whatever shape blue is, green is the same shape, and whatever shape blue is, red is the same shape, but there's a delta between them, so that's not possible. And what that tells us is that there has to be this thing. And now this has to come out. It can't be the same shape. So without even the logic I just stated about the possible shapes, we already know this. And we know these cannot connect because then this delta, or no, wait, we don't know that. We just know that this is some color and this is some other color. And we know that it's not a 2x2. Yeah, the same logic repeats. It has to be an L or a J. So that's an L or a J. So this cannot be an L or a J. So these cannot connect. So this has to happen. Wait, but now it is an L or a J. What? I'm so confused, dude. But clearly this has to be L or J, because actually this... Yeah, if it's an S, so it's clearly not a 2x2 or a 1x4. And if it tries to be an S or a Z, it specifically has to be a Z like this. And it would cut that off. So it can only be this or this. Either way, this is the same. And so that has to be different. So it can't do that. But then this comes out, and now it does have to do that. And now I'm so utterly confused that I have no clue what's going on. The puzzle is simply broken. So delete the whole thing. But this, why is this wrong? Why can they be the same? I thought they cannot be the same. Look, if they're the same, whatever shape this ends up being will get copied here and will get copied here. So all three of these are the same shape and there's a delta between two of them, so the puzzle breaks. So clearly this has to happen, and now this has to expand at least that far. It can't pick this up, so its shape is locked into place. Oh, so now this has to be that shape, right? So these could connect technically. So we know that this is an L or a J, so this is not an L or a J, and neither is this Gemini. But this Gemini cannot be... an S or a Z. And it can't be a 1x4 or a 2x2, so the puzzle is just broken again. What? Oh, wait, maybe I'm being silly. Maybe when the Gemini copy a shape, it has to be the exact shape and not a mirror or a reflection. So if it copies a J, it has... No, I don't think that's been the case before. Has it? Let's go back to the fucking tutorial. Gemini tutorial? Where is the text? Wasn't there text talking about reflections? Give me a piece. Give me a shape that has different reflections, please. Dude, they're all size 3 and 2, which have no reflections. Can we get the non-symmetrical shape, please? What was this text? Okay, there. J. Yeah, here, look. This is an L and this is a J. So yeah, Gemini, when it copies, yeah, and look, Z, S. Gemini, when it copies, it can copy a reflection version. So yeah. So that's J. So that's L or J. Which means it's either this or is this. Oh. Which means this is not an L or a J. Which means that it gets copied across as not being an L or a J, which means it becomes either a 2x2, which this can't be, a 1x4, which this can't be, an S or a Z, which it can't be because it would cut that off. So it just has to be... It has to either pick that up... Oh, wait, I'm an idiot. There is one more Tetris piece that I completely forgot about. Man. Okay. So that's L or J, that's L or J. That's not a 2x2 because it can't be. Not 1x4 because it can't be. Not L or J because it would... because we know this isn't. So the only things that are left are SZ and... I wonder what this is called. T. This will be called a T. So SZ or T. It can't be SZ. Well, it can't be S because there's no room. It can't be Z because it cuts that off. So it has to be T, and the only way it can be T is like this. So now that happens, this happens, this happens. This cannot now happen. So that happens. We know that this is also a T, and it can only do so like this. Which fills this, causes this to happen. This has to be that, and it can only do it like this or like that. We don't yet know which. We know that this can be a variety of things. We know this has to be L or J, but it can't take all three of these, so... Because it can only take at most two of those, and it needs 3 tiles in 1 dimension, which can't be here. The reason they can't be here is because this LJ would clash with the delta. So therefore this has to happen, which causes this to happen. And now this will either take that tile or that tile, but it cannot take this. It also cannot take this. So this has to be this. These two deltas seem to serve no purpose, because these two tiles anyway can never, from the beginning of the... Well, no. This technically could be a 1x4. But what I'm trying to say is that so far I followed logic with no bifurcation, and my logical steps led me to a situation where I don't need either of these two deltas. Because at this stage of the solution, all these deltas tell me is that these are not 1x4s, but they cannot be anyway. In fact, this one cannot be from the beginning. So maybe this puzzle has different logical solution paths where you do make use of those, but right now I'm not going to make use of them at all, which is kind of interesting. Okay, so this can't be an LJ, so it could be a 2x2 and that will solve, but that's bifurcation. I don't want to bifurcate. I mean, I can see that it can't be an SZ because this Gemini breaks. Wait, is there... Let's look at these two. Yellow and orange. What do we know about yellow and orange? We know that they're the same shape. But the thing is that I think that shape is forced to be LJ. The reason is because if we tried for it, first of all, it can't be 1x4 or 2x2. And if we tried to make it S, Z, or T, in all cases, this red thing would have to take this. If it tried to be... It can't be S, it could be a Z like that, or a T like this. In both cases, it takes this tile away, and once it does, orange can only be LJ. So that means that we know that the Gemini sees LJ always. How does that help us? Well... Oh, wait. Sorry. This Gemini's LJ cannot do this, because it will simply break this tile. We saw that from earlier, in fact, so it actually has to do that. So now this can't be an LJ like that, because this tile breaks and the delta breaks, so it has to be this way. And that completes the puzzle. I don't know if I missed something in that puzzle. Maybe I took a longer path to the solution than was necessary. What is this red thing over here? Oh, it's just a gap in the floor, seeing the background. There's a puzzle there. Precision Delta Gemini. Precision 3. Okay, so here's the good old trick where this can't go there, because it will be size 3 and then it will cut something off, so... And it has to go either here or here. It can't go there, it has to go to both of those. So now this Gemini sees that, that can be that, so it has to be this. This has to be a straight line now, because there are only 2 variations of size 3. I love how Precision 3 is the exact same rule. Yeah, actually. Shape Bank... Precision 3, or what I'm trying to say is that precision any, like any number of precision, can always be expressed as some sort of shape bank rule by just listing all variations of that, of like all, like precision 3 can be expressed as all size 3 shapes, for example. That's interesting. So anyway, the only size 3 shapes are these 2, and so this has to be this. Now we have the good old thing here. And here. No, sorry, not like that, like this. So this can't curve there, so it has to do this. And this has to happen. Cool. Precision 3. Wait, I just want to make sure I didn't make a mistake here. Alright, this one is interesting because it can't do that, obviously. It could do this. It could do that. No, never mind. As I wanted to say, it always has to pick that up, but that's not the case. Can this do this, or does this area die? Yeah, see, this cannot do that. If it does this, then we have too many tiles remaining. Or not enough, depending on how you look at it. So this is forced. And now this still this cannot happen as either. So this is forced. This is forced. This is forced. Nice. This one is complete. Precision 4. This tile, if it goes south, then it has to go south a second time. And if it goes east, then south, then it has to go south again. So it's specifically either this or specifically this. That's interesting. But if it's this, the puzzle breaks, right? Yeah, like if it goes east... Sorry, what I'm trying to say is that if this visits this, it can only visit it like that. And once it does that, it has to do this and the puzzle breaks here. So it can't... These two cannot be the same color. This is some color, this is some other color. And now, because of that, this, even if it picked that up, it still has to go here and here. And now, this, even if it picks that up, it still needs at least 2 more. So now this all gets forced. That's not what I'm trying to do. This happens. This happens, and then in here, these two tiles cannot create a new region, so they have to belong to the bordered regions that already exist. And the only way they can do that is like this. Done. Is there anything here? There's something there that's already completed. We've done those. We've done that. We can go right through this doorway. We've completed those. There's something back there, but I'm gonna get to that in a sec. Just make sure we're not missing anything. I like that the tutorial puzzle has like this much more powerful shine. Like the beginning of a new rule. Ooh, there are some hidden puzzles down here. Let's do them now that we've found them. Okay. So this needs to have a size 3 in some way because it's an LJ. Can't be vertical, so it must be horizontal. And then it will either do that or that. So either way, it doesn't do that. If it does this, then this can't be an LJ. Is that a problem? Well, what else do we know about this? We know it can be a 2x2. Because this gets blocked off. In general, I guess... wait, this is a different color from that. But it could be the same color as this. Although, okay, let me ask a different question. What if this is also a different color? Then this red, no matter what, will have to expand at least this form. Ah, but this is bifurcation. I don't like that. Let's do something else. If this... Ah, here. There's Gemini. It's an LJ, so it has to do this. This is not an LJ, so it can't do that. This is a 1x4, can only do it like that. This is now not a 1x4, so it has to turn. Ah, and so that means it's an LJ, and this is an LJ too. LJs need a size. How would it? Yeah, it can't be an LJ like that. It can't get its size length 3 in one dimension this way, so it will need it this way, which forces this to happen. This is now not an LJ, and whatever it is will have to visit that, and it will therefore have to pick up both of these tiles as well. And now this happens, this happens, this happens. That's an LJ, can only do it like that. This must happen, that cannot. This has to be size 4, as does that. This now can't be an LJ over here, which means that red cannot connect to purple, so these are distinct. So this must happen. This, we know it is an LJ, has to do that. This tile, whatever it is, has to go at least that far, and once it does, it must pick all of these up, and that completes the puzzle. Another size 4, precision 4. That happens. And it can be a variety of different shapes. But we know it cannot be an eye, because then this cannot be an... What? Because the Gemini would cause either this or this to happen, and both are bad. So this is not an eye. Can it go all the way here? The answer is no. And we can see that from here, because whatever this is will either expand up or down. And in fact, because these two are together, this can already not go up. So this already has to happen. And now these can't be together either, therefore. And now this has to happen. Oh, and now this happens. Wait, it just cascades all the way, doesn't it? Oh, wait, I think... Let's not be so hasty, let's be more careful. So, these are together, so these on this side cannot be. This is forced to come out. These now cannot be together. Okay, that's as far as it goes. Now this has to come out, that cannot be. And this comes out, that cannot be. Okay. That is as much as we know, I believe. Now what? Since I keep making use of the Tetris piece names, let me look them up once and for all. So the 1x4 is I, then there's LJO, which I call 2x2, ZST. Okay, so it is what I derived, if you can call it that. So that's cool. So these are two different things. We know this is LJSZ, so this can be LJSZ. It could just be 1 by 4, so that's not helpful. We know that this is gonna be LJSZ, and it has to do it again here. Ah, wait, this is interesting. Look, this is alpha, let's say. So that's alpha. So that can't be alpha. And this is also alpha, which means that these cannot connect. Cool. Well, we can go further. So we can say this is alpha, alpha, alpha. These are all alpha. So this now can't be. But wherever this is, has to be here. Okay. Well, this can't be an SZ. And it also can't be an LJ like this. It also, well, it could not be this because that breaks alpha. So the only thing that it can be is an LJ exactly like this, which causes that to be an LJ like that, this. So now we know these are not LJs, so they have to be this and this. Now we can clear our notes. These can't join again. This happens. The T gets copied. This expands. This cannot be an SZ. Well, it already can't. It can't be an L. In fact, it just, well, yeah, it just cannot pick this up because, yeah. So that happens, that happens, that happens. And now this here can be LJ, but it can be many other things, so that's not helpful. Okay, this Gemini copies the same thing. Okay, so this cannot belong to red in any way. Oh no, it, wait, can it? If it belongs to red, I think we get into trouble in this case, because now this would have to happen. Yeah, we just get into trouble. So, yeah, this can't belong to red. But is that cheating? That feels a bit like bifurcation. Maybe it's simply the fact that this can't go here. I think that's more immediately obvious, because if that goes there, this happens, and when that happens, we get into trouble. Like, this is just bad. So that has to happen, this happens. This now happens like that, so that happens, this happens, this happens, and we're done. Nice. I'm gonna take a quick break. And I'm back. Alright, let's continue. So, we found that there's some puzzles here that looks like the boss puzzle. Ah, there's a hidden one here. Precision 5. There's Delta, mostly Geminis. What else do we know here? So I'm just wondering whether these can be the same because, you know, there's some stuff here and we know that these are the same shape, all three of them, but I'm just wondering whether this can happen. Yeah, I mean, I see no reason why it couldn't. And whatever color this is, however, will be different from that. And I think this cannot be blue, right? Or maybe it can. No, it can. Interesting. Well, okay, but what we do know, however, is that whatever... Where is the note taking? No, I wanted that to stay blue. We know whatever this is gets copied, and copied, and copied, and copied, and copied, and then something different, and then something different gets copied. So, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Now, what size border are we working with? 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 60. And 8 times 5 is 40, so size or the area counting doesn't help there, but we do know that we need the same shape to be available. And like the thing is that it could... so hold on, maybe some of the stuff I said can't actually happen. Like, for example, maybe blue cannot be present here because now the only way this could represent this shape is like that. But look, wait, there's more. It's also here. It's also here. And this happens. Okay, so now these are different. And they're still different. Oh, and these are different. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Huh. Alright, and this has to be different from blue because if blue took that, puzzle breaks. So... So this could do that. If it does this, then it has to do that, and then this breaks, right? So I think it just cannot do that. Yeah. So it cannot do that. So it must do this. And so now this must do this. And now alpha can't be that shape. I mean, did alpha want to be that shape anyway? Well, I guess what that means is that if red goes there, then it can't go there. It could still, however, go here or here. I don't know. That doesn't seem helpful to me. This is some new color that is not yet on the board. This could be orange. Okay, what happens if that's not orange? Can't go all the way out. It would have to go here. And then this can't make this shape anymore, right? So this can't happen, I believe. We can see that easily because it forces this, because this can't happen. Because we know alpha is not the same as beta shape-wise. So this would have to happen, and now this can't make that shape, so... Because of that, this can't happen, which means that this must happen. Okay. Now I believe now this cannot happen. Because if that happens, then this happens. And this can't happen, so this would happen, but this shape cannot exist here, or here, or here, or here, or here, so... So this cannot happen. Sorry, this cannot happen. Which means this must happen. Okay, so now we complete the shape either like this or like this. It cannot be this because this here cannot take on that form, so it must be this. The only way this can complete this is if this cannot be this part, so it must be one of those parts, and in both cases this happens, and in both cases this happens. Same is true of this part. It can't be this. The reason we know that is because when that moves towards the rest of the piece, after that it needs to do an orthogonal turn and expand in both directions, which this cannot because it's blocked here. So same thing, it's one of those, and in both cases they're like that, and in both cases they are like this. Okay, same thing is true of this. It can't be that because here cannot do the orthogonal move, here cannot do the orthogonal move, so it's either this or this. And both, if it's this, then it's this, because it cannot block that tile off. And if it's this, then this goes there. Ah, but now, if it's this, we might have a parity problem, or like a modular problem. Because now we have 11 tiles left here, which is no good. Okay, so that means that this one can't go this way, it must go this way. And it can't be this version, so it must be this version. This can't do that, so it must do this. Oh, but we still have the parity problem. How did I break this puzzle? I think the puzzle is completely broken right now. What did I do wrong? Oh, sorry. Sorry. I said it can't be this, so it has to be this, and I said it can't be this, so it has to be this. And then for some reason I concluded that this can only be this or this. But It has to be this, because it can't be... It obviously can't be this. It can't be this due to parity, so it must be this. And now this happens. Okay. Alright, now this can't... Wait. This can't be the 4-tile part horizontally, because we get a parity issue on the inside no matter what we do. But that doesn't mean that it couldn't be this, or... Oh, it can't be... Okay, sorry. It can't be the 4-tile horizontally or vertically, because it blocks those off. So that means that this has to be exactly this part, and it can't do that in this direction, so it must do that in this direction. And then it has to be exactly this, exactly this. Now this expands, and no matter what it does, it will have to visit here. And no matter how it does that, it has to pick the other one up. So this happens. The same thing happens here. And we're done. Nice. Is there like a passageway there and I just can't see it? I think there is, yeah, next to this house. Yeah, it's just open. Okay. What else do we got? We have some stuff upstairs. And up there. Down there. There's a doorway here. But I can't see what's inside. Man, this isometric view is like messing with finding the hidden puzzles. Kind of funny. Oh, look, there's a puzzle down there. Precision 5. 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, 25, so... Okay. This cannot belong to this or to that because it's too far, or to that because it's too far. So this is its own region. This can't be the same as that, but it could be the same as this. So we don't know about that. And this could be the same as that. This one, though, cannot be the same as that or that. So it is its own region. Oh, and look. This can only expand this far on this direction. Because it cannot pick that up. Which means that it would need at least 2 tiles in this direction. And we know it can't be the same as that. So now this must expand. It could connect to either of those, but it cannot connect to this. So it must connect to one of these two. Do we run into any issues if it connects to green in here? Not really. We know that red doesn't connect to either of those, and it can only go this far up, so it has to expand at least 1 south. Oh, and look at this one. This one, this cannot happen, because we know it's not red, because this tile is too far, and it could not go there, so this can happen, so this must happen, so this is complete, so this now must do this, this, this. Done. Alright, do we complete these two next? I guess let's do that. Precision 3. So we're only working with these two shapes. Here, this is a vertical in some way. Is this a vertical or like, you know, a 1x3? Could be a 1x3 like that. Could it be a 1x3 this way? It would cause this to happen. Oh wait, it is indeed a 1x3 no matter what. But it could be a 1x3 like that. And in that case, that's a 1x3. So both of these are 1x3s. Okay, so... you can color off the edge of the board a little bit. I wish I could take notes off the board, but anyway. We know that's a 1x3. Let's call the 1x3s just as an eye, because that's the shape it makes. We also know that the delta is an eye over here no matter what, which means here it must be this, and this must be this. And now this can't do that shape horizontally, because then it would pick the delta up, so it has to be this. And now this does the thing where like it can't be the same color as that, so it must be exactly this. This happens. This must expand. And now I believe this can't do that because the delta, yeah. So this must happen. This happens, this happens, this happens. And now this has to be an eye, so that happens. Okay, same rules. So we have some stuff going on here, which is... there are only two possible shapes. Okay. So this happens. So whatever this is. So we know this can't join, so we actually even know what they are. It's a 1x3, so this is not a 1x3, and neither is that. And we can clear our notes. Now we can repeat this logic. Oh, here this is a 1x3. So this is as well. Here, this can't be a 1x3 because this can't be. Well, sorry, this can't be a 1x3, so this is not a 1x3. So it's either that or that. So this has to be a 1x3 because this is not. So that happens. Then alpha, alpha, beta, which means these don't join. So this is a 1x3. Or sorry, it's not a 1x3. But we don't know. Oh wait, this does the trick. It can't pick that up, so it has to be specifically this, because it can't pick that up either. So this must happen. So this is, over here, this is a 1x3, and it can only do that like this. So this expands, expands. This now is also a 1x3, and we're done. Nice. So I see these and the boss puzzle. That's locked. There's something hidden behind the window, of course. 21, and we're working with 7 times 6, which is 42. Ugh. Wait. 42, yeah. So precision 21, so it's 2 regions. So that's some color, that's some other color, that's some other color, but there are only 2 regions, so these are the same color. And then this has to happen. And what's... I assume that these are 20 in here, 5 times 4. Okay, so it just forces you to know this rule in in this sort of orthogonal region logic puzzles, this rule exists where or like it's a consequence of the orthogonal connectedness. If there are only two regions and all regions must be orthogonally connected to all tiles, like all tiles of a region must be orthogonally connected to each other, then once you visit the edge of the board like this, once both of the distinct regions that exist on the board has visited the edge of the board, then at any later point when they visit the edge of the board, like blue does here, you have to connect across the edge. And the reason for that is because if red were to show up anywhere along the way, then the only way reds can connect is by splitting the blue regions apart, but we know that only two regions can exist. Like, no matter how you try to connect these two reds, you would end up isolating one of the blue regions from the other. And that's why once both colors have visited the edge of the board, then at any later point when it visits the edge of the board, and I've done this in previous solutions already. But anyway, and now only 20 remain, and in fact, we can already see that if not 20 remained, then the solution would not be unique. So we can fill those in. Well, that's cool that it teaches you that, but why does it teach you that as a hidden puzzle is my question, because it kind of hid behind the window. I wonder why it doesn't teach you that as... And also it teaches you that as an unlocked puzzle. Why is it an unlocked puzzle that is hidden, is what I want to know. Either don't hide it if you want to leave it as an unlocked puzzle and then have it be as like, here's something you should know. Or hide it and have it be a locked puzzle because you don't want the player to get easy access to that rule, or simply don't teach them the rule, have them figure it out organically. Although I guess I didn't figure it out organically because I was taught it through cracking the cryptic, but I don't know. All right, let's do this one here. 4 by 5. No, 4 by 6 is 24 plus 6 is 30. 4 by 6. So let me just not forget. This is 30. And this is 4 by 6 is 24 plus 6. So both are 30. Okay. Both are 30. So both of them have 3 regions inside. So this is 2 puzzles in one puzzle. Because they have nothing, they have no bearing on one another. That's interesting. So I make use of a color here and another there. And now I believe I want to say that this has to be the 3rd color over here, because if red tried to be here, then it would isolate this area. And if blue tried to be here, well, maybe blue can still do it. No. No. Blue can't do it. Like, it would either have to pick all of this shit up. Wait, maybe like this blue can do it? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No. So here's the thing. If blue tried to do this, red doesn't get enough space. So then blue would have to go 1 higher. But now it has to pick these up as well. And now the closest it can The fastest it can pick that up is through 3, but now it's too large. 4, 4, yeah. So it's... This is not blue or red, so it's the final color. And with the same logic, that color has to expand there. And now, again, this can't be blue or green. It's not green, so it's blue or red, but it can't be blue. Because if blue tried to pick that up, then red doesn't get enough space. So this is red. So this is red, and that's red as well. Okay, now I believe red can't be here. Or can it? 5 plus 5. Yeah, but now blue doesn't get enough room. Oh, but now this is fine. In fact, this is a solution. So I cheated. But maybe we can say green can't be there. Because... like, if it does this, then... Can we say blue can't? I think we can say blue cannot be there, yeah. That's kind of obvious, because look. So here is what we can say. There are two colors here. Yellow and purple. And now we can ask yellow and purple, which... like, where does blue, green, blue, red, green go in yellow, purple? Well... if, first of all, blue can't be yellow because of the edge of the board rule. Because that rule, I guess, is in effect not just with 2 regions, but any number of regions. The point being that with any 2 given regions, once both of them have touched the edge of the board, you have to connect them. And so if blue is there, then you would have to connect to that along the edge of the board, either from this side, which it can't. Or, sorry, what I'm trying to say is that if blue is yellow, then purple is either red or green, but both red and green have already touched the edge of the board elsewhere, and now they touch it here, and so now they're crossing with blue. So yellow is not blue. Yellow is green or red. And then purple can't be green because of the same issue, because yellow then is blue or red. Can purple be... red? Yeah. Purple can be red. Well, if it leaves enough room for blue. But it doesn't. So I think... well, this is the maximum it can leave blue. And that's not enough. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so purple can't be green or red, so it's blue. Now, yellow, if it wanted to be green, then green can either go through here. No, so, okay, if yellow is green, then it has to pick up all of the edge, right? Because if it doesn't, then either a new color needs to exist here, which it can't, or the puzzle breaks, because this is too many for green to pick up. So if yellow is green, then green has to do this, but that's too many, so it has to be red. Oh god, where were we? It has to be red. And now red will have to pick that up somehow. The minimum steps red needs to take to pick it up is 4, and it already has 6, so it has to take exactly 4 steps. Which is some shape, some Tetris shape in here. One of those possibilities. Exactly one of those possibilities. So let's go through each of them. It's not this, because blue breaks. This is also no good, so it must be exactly this. And now the puzzle should be complete here. Let's get a different shade of blue and a different... That's fine. I mean, this is an interesting gimmick that they give you 2 puzzles in one. But I wonder why they chose to do that, because you can technically choose to do that with any set of puzzles. So why specifically this? Do they have some idea between these 2 variations that they want to show off? That they don't even want to show off as 2 different puzzles? One after the other, like they sometimes do with different variations of the rules. Oh, because here's the same rule, so they want to show you the variation of the same rule in the same puzzle. I don't know, because it's like the same shape. They just moved this one up. So maybe they want to say, hey, look at this, it's pretty cool that the rules don't change. The board almost doesn't change, you just change one small thing. And look how it still leads to a unique solution that's very different. Maybe that's what they're trying to say. Where do I want to start this time? This time I'll start here. Or I guess it should be green if I wanted to follow this same thing. So we have that. And now what happens? Well, we see that this can't be green. Because to connect to itself, it would... at most do this, like at best for red to expand, it would do this, but that's not enough. Even that is not enough for red. So no matter what, it would end up cutting off red. So that's not green. So it's red or blue. If it's blue, then we have problems for red, because the other side can't be red. Or can it? Let me just see for a second. So if that's blue, can the other... First, let's see. Can the other side be green? I think that's harder for red, because this happens. This happens. This happens. This happens. Yeah, I mean, this is just broken. Yeah, that's no good. So it's not green. Oh, wait, is this bifurcation, though? What I'm doing? Is there some other logic I can use? I think there is. I think there is some other logic. Let's look at it this way. These are different colors. And these are different colors. And what we can say is that of these 2 colors we see down here, one of them at least will always show up in both this area and in this area. And what is interesting about that is that that color will therefore have visited the edge of the board in more than one place. And does that then mean that it must collect everything along the way? I wonder. I'm not sure. I feel like I have to go back to my bifurcation approach. Of like asking whether this can be blue. Because this has to happen. So that has to happen. That has to happen. And now this can't be red. Because if it's red, well, whatever color it is, this has to happen. And then this has to happen, so this has to happen. We know it's not blue, so blue has to keep coming out because right now it's at maximum 6, 7, 8. Red right now is at maximum 5, 6, 7, 8. But now yellow is not red because red would go too far to connect. Right? Well, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It would have to be specifically this, but this already breaks. So with the power of bifurcation, I can claim that this is not blue. And I know it's not green because of what I said earlier of like, at best, red doesn't get enough space. So this is red thanks to the power of bifurcation. And then because red shows up in more than one place along the edge of the board, these must be red, I believe. Well, I mean, that's clear, because if you put any other color here, it would cut that off. So this is red. Same is true here. That's red. This is all red. Wait, actually, I think maybe we already knew that without coloring that in. Like, maybe we already knew that this cannot be a new color? No, we didn't. Wait, can't... Now this has to be another new color, and it has to be red or green, but neither of them works, right? Is that the issue? Why does red not work here? Like, oh, because it doesn't give enough space for yellow? I don't know. And now I'm guessing this can't be green because... No. Can't it do this or some shit? In fact, that looks like the solution. No, that's not the solution. But what about this? Wait, that's... Oh no, green just has too many, right? If this tries to be green... It would either... So, actually, no, let me say it this way. This is some color. And whatever that is not red. No. That's not how to do it. Maybe we just look at these instead up here. Maybe that's how we do this. I wish it always just gave me the dark version of the color. Like I wish it just cycled through each dark and then each, like, so on and so forth. Instead of a random color, I wish it was like going through them in order, starting with the darkest hue of each one first. Like trying to put unique colors onto the board in that order. But I guess here then it wouldn't use these, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Alright, so these are two different colors, but one of them is... at least one of them is red or green. So what does that do for us? We know this has to be one of those three colors. We know it can't... I think we just can immediately say it's not yellow or green, right? Because of the edge rule. Like, doesn't the edge rule apply here? We know it's not red. And I think we can say it's not yellow or green, because if it's yellow, like, the way yellow connects is by isolating purple from red and green, but that's not possible. And the same is true for green. Green would isolate red from purple and... oh, but what if green is yellow and this? I mean, then green would have to pick up too many colors. Too many tiles, I mean. Also, just staying with these two for a second. Yeah, the purple can't be green, right? Yeah, because it will cut yellow off from... oh, unless yellow is blue and it exists solely on this side of the board, and green picks both of those up. Is that... that might actually be possible. And if red is purple... I think red can't be purple, because then this can't be green, and blue in here would not get enough space. That's the most space blue could get. Actually, that's the most space, but then yellow dies. So this is not red. It's blue or green. This... I don't know. This is not red. Can it be green? I think that's the next step, is that we can say this cannot be green somehow. How can we say that? Well, green either... no. Wait. Like, it can't cut red off too soon. So, like, it can't do this. So if we wanted to expand that, we could expand it like this. That's still not enough. We could also expand it like this. But that's no good, because then we have to pick this up, and now... oh no, this is... no, this is no good. So we cannot... we cannot expand up to here. Like, this would have to happen. We could only push it further than like this, but that's still not enough. And if we... Here already... Yeah, here already too many. So that's not green, it's not red, it's blue. Through the power of bifurcation, it's blue, which is not ideal, but whatever. So now this cannot be red, I believe. Because it would cut blue off. Like the best it can do is this, and now blue can't expand enough. So that's not red. It's also not green, because if it's green, then whatever color this is can't be red or blue. So this just has to be blue as well. Now this I think can be either red or green, it's not clear yet which. Ah, but now we have the edge rule. Blue shows up in more than one place, so everything in between has to be blue because the other colors already showed up along the edge of the board. This is some color. Right, so when there are more than two regions, then the edge rule only works once a particular color visits the edge of the board more than once. In that case, if the other colors already visited the edge of the board, then everything in between that color have to be, so it's like that. But I guess that's technically the same as with the 2-region version. Because in the 2-region version as well, you need to have 3 instances of the edge being visited, and both colors have to be present in those 3 instances. So here we need at least 4 instances, right? Although what I'm unsure of is that, like, if I made this red, for instance, it doesn't... It could... Nah, there's more to it than that. I'm a bit confused, actually. Like, why could I connect blue here? Like, why can I say this is not red? Like, I can just intuitively see that it would cut this off. But... And the same if it was green. But what is the proof of that? I don't know. I don't know. How is this difficulty 4? I must be missing something obvious. Like, I'm spending so long on this. Okay, I think this can only be green because... So wait, this is red or green, but I think it cannot be green, right? Because if it is green, then either green has to do this, in which case it's too long, or it has to, like, well, it has to do that at the least, because no matter how it connects to this, it will have to pick all of those up. So it just has to be red. And now... I believe the edge rule is in place, because once I make anything red, everything north of it along the edge has to be red, I think. So the question is, how far is too far for red? Well, no, wait. Red is now... Wait, no, the puzzle is just broken right now, isn't it? Red can't even reach that far. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, red can't even reach that far. So that has to be green somehow. I think I just broke the puzzle. But why? Why did I break the puzzle? How can that be green? Or how can this be red? Unless green is both of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it can't reach both of them. I'm so confused. There are only 3 regions in here, right? Like it's 30. 4 times 6 is 20. Wait. Wait, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 20. 20 plus 8 plus 2, 30. There are only 3 regions here. Yeah, I don't know. There's something I'm doing wrong here. So let's just delete all of it. All right, let me try another thing. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Red can only expand that far. Green, along the edge, I mean. Green can expand 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Green can expand at most that far along the edge. And I wonder if that means that blue has to pick up... No. There's something I'm just not seeing. Because I thought because red can only expand this far along the edge, green only this far, that this means that blue has to pick up all the rest along the edge, but that's not true, because there are 2 different colors here. And one of them is red or green. So there's something I'm just not getting. How is it that if this is green, like this just can't, I just don't see how this can be green. Oh wait, I'm being an idiot. I broke the puzzle from the beginning. Why did I assume these are the same? Why would I do that? That is so silly. Oh man. I wasted all this time simply because the first step I did is already logically flawed. We don't know that these are the same color. Like this or this. That's frustrating. So we have to start elsewhere. We can do that much. This does not logically follow, neither does that. Because like, well, at least this can be green, I guess, but it could still be blue. Wait. Hold on. So if that's blue, then that's green. If that's blue, then that's red. Right? Because that couldn't be red. Because it can't. Yeah, so the idea is that a region of size 10 cannot contain within it another region of size 10. I think that is logically obvious. And so like whatever shape it does to connect here, the inside would either be smaller than 10 or the red itself would be larger than 10. So that means that this is blue or green, but it can't be, sorry, it's red or blue. It cannot be green. So that's red, blue, and that's green, blue. Okay. And then we also know that red or green show up here somewhere, and they show up here somewhere. So I think we can say again that this cannot be red. Because if this is red, that can be green due to the crossing pattern. And it also cannot be blue because then red... Oh no, because red wouldn't surround blue completely, so that could still be, actually. But can it give enough room? It can't give enough room, though. Well, like, we also know that red will have to go at least here or here at some point. And we know that if it goes there, then it has to pick all of these up. So then this would be red. So the only way this can avoid being red is if... So now this will have to go here at some point, because it can't go both here, here, here to reach that. So the only way it can get out is through here. It can't do that. Cuts off red. So this must go there. Whatever color it is. No matter what color it is, unless it's red, I guess. So right now we're assuming it is not red. So if it is not red, it has to do that. So now red has to do this at least. This would have to do this. Now this has to be some other color than yellow, and it has to come out. It will have to reach that point, so it has to do that. This has to do this. This has to do that. This is now some new color that has to come out. And it cannot be blue or yellow, and blue dies, because blue also cannot connect to yellow, because they're different. So I think that's simply through bifurcation. I don't know why I have to use bifurcation, but through the power of bifurcation... Wait, why did I move red up? Ugh, what am I doing, man? What am I doing? Oh, I'm so confused now. Was there some logic through which I decided this has to be? I don't think so. Can it not be blue or... It cannot be green, but can it not be blue? Let's see, if it's blue, this has to happen. Now, this doesn't look good. Or does it? That's not good. Okay, so it can't be blue. So this happens. Can this be blue? I don't know. I'm not gonna bifurcate because I know the answer is that yes, it can be blue because of the earlier bifurcation where this didn't work. So I'm not even gonna explore that, because it would be the ultimate cheating. I already cheated enough. Anyway, so... What's happening here? So now let's ask, can this avoid being red? That's what I was doing, right? I was saying that if this avoids being red, then it has to get out through here. Now red has to get out through here. This happens. And even if it picks those up, it still goes there. This still goes here. This still has to do that. Has to do this. This has to happen. and it can't be purple, and it can't be yellow, and purple dies. So none of that works. And that's the case when that's yellow. So it has to be red. And now we have the edge rule. Like, we can't put a new color here because it will cut red off. So both of these are red. And the same is true here. So all of these are red. Okay. So now this is some other color that is not red. Can it be green? Well, if it is green, then it cuts red off from both of these slots, so then green also has to pick one of them up. Intuitively, green cannot pick this up and that because it would create too many regions in the board. So then that would... So if that's green, then that's green. And then all of these would have to be green. So now green has already picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it only has 4 tiles left, and it can't connect to itself within 4 tiles. So this cannot be green, so it must be the new color blue, the final color. So now we have all the colors. Now I think this can't be red, because if it is, it won't give enough space to blue. Also, wait, red already has 6 slots. So like, if this wanted to be red, it would have to be that, and it can't be. It also cannot be green because green would cut the board in 2, and there needs to be a 4th color here, which is not possible. So this has to be blue. Now, this can't be red because red already has enough slots, so it can't be blue, so this is green. And now green has to pick all of these up on the edge, I think. Because of the thing, the rule. So that happens. And now green is size 10, I believe, right? 4, 6, 10. Done. Now that's not red, so it's blue. And so again, blue has to pick up all the edge. In fact, already earlier it had to pick up all of the edge, and that completes the puzzle. Ay, ay, ay. That took a long time for me to solve. Didn't it? So difficulty 5 up there. Let's do these lower ones, then that one, and then the boss puzzle, and then I think that concludes this area. Right now we're at 32 out of 35, and I currently see 6 puzzles, so that's gonna take us to +3. I wonder if there's a +4 hidden somewhere. Oh, that's what Precision 2 looks like. Good to know. Nice. Precision 5. Is it the same layout? It's the same layout in all of them. We just have different precision numbers. That's cool. Okay, so even if this goes up, it can't connect, so it has to come out here. Now what? Okay, so this cannot connect to either of those, and those can't connect those. These are all distinct regions. these are two distinct regions. These technically could connect, I think, but these are different. Maybe we just run out of room? Like, how many regions exist in this board? This part is 4 times 5, so that's 20 plus 3 is 23. And then let me just do this for a sec. So this area is 23. That is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 plus 23 is 40. So that means that we have exactly 8 regions. And I know that I have drawn in right now at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These could connect. And I think they must connect. Because if they do not connect, we can see through multiple ways why they... One of the ways is that this must... Well, the simplest is that this can't join any of the... No, it can. Hold on. This... No, that can also. I can just intuitively see that there must be another unique region in here somewhere due to the tiles, but another way to see it is that if these don't connect, then this... Well, okay, hold on. Before anything else, this can go at most here. We know it can't connect to this because it already was size 3, and it would be size 6 if they connected. So anyway, even if it goes here, it still has to go up, right? Now, if we say that these do not connect, then this has to go out here. This would expand. It can join that. It's cut off. Puzzle breaks. Technically, that's bifurcation, but through the power of bifurcation, I can claim that these must connect. And that finishes the shape. This, therefore, happens. Finishes the shape. I can claim that this must be this color, because if it's not, then it comes out and it cuts right off. So it must connect. Same is true of that, and that finishes this shape. Here something comes out. It might connect to either of those, we do not know yet. This thing now must visit this eventually, so it must visit all of those. Now what? So whatever color this is some other color. Yeah, so now this can't go here, because then either it cuts red off or forces red to eat too much, so this cannot happen. And now this can go, if it goes here, it can't go there anymore. It would need 2 more and it can't, so it cannot go up. It must go down and actually be red. Now this happens. And now this has to visit that eventually, cuts those off, so it has to take them. This comes out. If it's not purple, it cuts purple off, so it must be purple. This can't happen, this happens, done. Precision 4. Wait, is that the same shape that's the shape we started with, interesting. For some reason it didn't feel like it, but anyway. Well, Precision 4 is our favorite because of the Tetris pieces. We know the possible options. Although, wait, that doesn't help here because this doesn't have any other rules associated with it. Dude, why does it not give me nice, unique colors that I can easily tell apart. I think these are all different. None of these can join together. Ah, okay. Purple cannot go up, because if it goes up, green does that and yellow dies. Because we know that yellow cannot connect to either green or red. Oh, in fact, we can already see green can't even go down here. Because yellow can't go down, because green can't connect to yellow, and it can't connect to purple. Green would die. So this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens. Now that has to be green. Now this can't go up because it cuts those off, so it has to do this. This has to come out. Some other color also has to come out. Cuts that off, so this has to do that. Now this can't do this because it cuts that off. It can still do this and this, however, but the point is that... yeah, the point is that even if it does this, because it can't go up there, it always has to go up here. Now this can't visit that. Or no, it can. Hold on. Well, it just can't do this, but it can do this or this. But either way, it must visit this because it can't do that. So it has to do this. Now, this is something that doesn't connect to either of those, so it just does that, and that completes the puzzle. Boom. Now there's a Precision 8 version. So what did we say? We said 23 plus 17 is 40, so there are exactly 5 regions, right? Alright. Exactly 5 regions. So let's think about this area. Can these connect all together? 2, 4, 6. No, they can't. So that means that this cannot connect to green, which means that it at most can do that. 2, 4, 6. In which case, it would still have to visit that at least. Whether or not it visits this, it has to visit that. But the issue is that I cannot yet make the claim that this must go there somehow, because it could actually do this. And it could avoid visiting that by going this way. So that's not the break-in. Ah, I think the break-in is that red over here has to connect to purple or green, because if it tries to avoid that, it will cut purple off. Alright, so red connects with purple or green, so what? Who cares? Okay, well, we can do this. Green has to come at least out this, or does it? It does, right? If we do this, the puzzle breaks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cannot take purple. Forced to... well, but that doesn't cut purple off, does it? So actually we can't even say that green has to go that far. Huh. Interesting. Let's look elsewhere. Can we say that green over here has to go up there? Because if we say it can't go up there, then this happens. Yeah, and that just breaks the puzzle very cleanly. So we know that this has to go there. And now the same issue happens if we say that it can't go here, right? Because then this happens, and the puzzle breaks again. So it has to go here. And I think the same will again happen if it can't go there. Anything that causes this to take these two breaks the puzzle. Which means that this can take at most one of those. Right now it would be size 5. It can't connect here. It can't exit here. So it's at most size 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It can't pick that up. 8. It has to go at least that far. Now this has to go here. Cannot connect there or there. Has to go there. This has to escape. Cannot. This can't connect here. I broke the puzzle. How did I break the puzzle, man? Delete the whole thing. Start over. How does that break the puzzle? I don't get it, man. If this... It can't connect to either of those. Puzzle breaks. So that's not there. So this happens. If this... Puzzle breaks. So that can't be there, so this happens. If this... Puzzle breaks. So... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this puzzle breaks, now it's 2, 4, 6. If this puzzle still breaks, also wait, these can't connect, can they? 2, 4, 6, no, they can connect. If this puzzle doesn't break because these can connect, if this 6, if this we can't do that because puzzle breaks, so we would have to do that. And that breaks the puzzle because this has to expand, can't be there, has to expand, that expands. They can't connect, that expands, or puzzle breaks. Okay, so if this puzzle breaks, so this happens, and now this completes itself. Huh. Interesting. So now this, does this have to visit that, or is there a world in which 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, no, it could just exist like that. What if we do this? Then that has to be purple. And whether or not purple picks that up, it has to expand here. And now it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It could take those and be fine. So that's not something we know either. So we just don't even know which way this goes. Okay, this thing. This thing has to visit that, because if it avoids visiting that, then it will cut this off. And once it visits that, it's the only one that can pick this up. And now this can't be red, but it also has to be green, because it cannot be a new color, because that would have to cut red off. So it's green. And now green has to expand into one of those, because right now it's only size 5 and it can't go all the way there. In fact, this red now, clearly, and already earlier, has to go here, at least. And then it's the only one that can pick that up. Now it's at most in here it's at most size 5, so it has to go out. Now it's 5. It could connect to purple, or it could expand further. As for green, right now it's size 5. Green can take at most one of these two. It cannot take both. And in fact, both of these are red or green. Ah, so hold on. Because these tiles only have access to red and green, and there are two different colors, so red and green each take exactly one. So that means that we know a lot of things right now. First, we know that green is exactly size 6, so it needs, and it can't take more here, so it's 6, 7, 8, and it's complete here. And it can't take that, so that must be red, and that must be green complete. And also red, we knew at the same time that red is also exactly size 6, so it cannot pick purple up. So it forces this 2, 4, 6, 7, that can't be picked up. This has to happen, this has to happen. And how many does red still need? 2? Yes, okay, done. Next, Precision 9, Delta Gemini. And we have 3 times 5 is 15, plus 10 is 25, plus 2 is 27. So we have exactly 3 regions. And we have, I think all 3 colors show up here, because I don't think blue and green can be the same region. Can they? I don't know. It's tricky. Wait, there, no, sorry. I see something. I see something very important. We start here with this central tile. This is some shape, right? No, sorry, that's not it either. Damn it. But we can look at the Geminis and the Deltas together and they will tell us something, I think. Yeah, they will tell us something, right? Which is interesting. Okay, I think I see. I think I see something. Because there are 27 tiles and each region is size 9, we know that there are exactly 3 regions. But we also know that at least 2 regions are the same. Because at least 2 regions are the same, these cannot be 3 different regions here. Because, or no, they could actually, because green and blue could be different regions of the same shape. No, but the point is that red, right now, red can't be on this anywhere. Because red is different from all of them. So it can't be anywhere here. But we could still have green, blue, green somehow, no? In the Geminis. That's if all 3 of these are different regions. Wait, I think that's not even possible, just because of the space constraints here. Because, like, or no, maybe it's fine. Red can escape this way. Oh, that's fine. Huh. Interesting. So where is the break in? Is there some reason why we can claim that these three cannot be different regions and red and green have to be the same? Actually, the answer is yes. This is impossible. The reason it's impossible is due to the deltas. Because if we say that all the regions on this board are the same, then the deltas are inherently broken. Because there are only 3 regions on the board, and right now I'm saying all are the same shape. But the deltas need at least 2 regions of different shapes. Okay, so that means that whatever color this is a different color that is the same as this. And we have one more region color to work with. And we actually know that that region color has to be in the middle, because if we put something else in, oh no, we could put another thing in the middle and then do this. Huh. Well, in this case it would have to be red though, because obviously it can't be blue because blue is dead, but we could put red here, put green here. Although now green has to take all of those in that case. Wait a minute. Let me ask another question. Can this be not, like, can I do this in general? The answer is no. I actually cannot put this line here. And we can see that from the beginning without drawing any colors at all. Just by the fact that when you try to expand, you hit a brick wall. So from the beginning, we actually, whatever is here has to go up there. And then we know that this is a different color, and we know this has to be the same color as the one up there, because if it's a new color, then the deltas are inherently broken. And now, because we know that blue is the same shape as red, we know that this can't be blue, but because it's bordered, it also can't be red. So the new color goes there. And now, because this is a different color from red and blue, it's at most 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's at most 8. Which means that it must escape and take at least one more outside. Blue as well is at most 4. It must escape. Red must escape, but it doesn't... We don't necessarily know which way it escapes. Ah, but wait. Red can't connect to it. Red must connect to itself through here, because if this is blue, then we have the issue of... yeah, we have the issue of red not being able to connect to itself without cutting blue off, or without one of them being longer than the other, I think. Is that true? I think it's true. Yeah, like the best case is red connects through here and then it just cuts blue off. So this stuff in here, like red can't connect to itself from the right side of blue, it has to connect in here. And now blue needs to have this shape at some point somewhere. But where? I mean, intuitively, I want to say either here or here, but I'm not sure if that's true yet. Well, one thing I do know is that this is an ending point, which is either this or wherever this will go. Or like where it is right now. But if it's that, then what we know is that it goes out and then it turns on orthogonally. And in both cases, it forces red to expand. So maybe in some way we can claim that that can never happen. Let me just check something. Let me check this. Can green go down there? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Nine. And then this obviously has to be blue. I mean, I think the shape is just broken. I think I should just consider this shape and ask where can it fit elsewhere on the board as a part of blue. Also, wait, I think wherever we put green, it will have to like pick all of the edge up, right? I think so. Like if I make this green, the only way it can satisfy the puzzle is if all of these are green, because otherwise we get a cross with the other regions. But also at the same time, like for example, this can only be green, I believe, because the moment I make it another color, green will cut it off. Unless, no, yeah, this just has to be green. And then this also has to be green. I think green just has to complete itself along the edge. I think that's the only option, because at all times, whenever I put a different color on the edge, or maybe there's a different way of seeing that. Maybe the reason for that is because green can never go here. But no, if we only look at the precision rule, there's no reason why green should not be able to go. Because blue can reach the corner and fill itself, and then red can fill there. There's a different reason why green has to go here. And it isn't to do with this, I don't think. It's to do with the fact that if this was some other color, then the way green ends up expanding, well, this would not be able to join to green to blue or red, but we know that there are only 3 colors on the board, and we already have them elsewhere. So, like right now, this would have to happen. Like, look, let me just go back to this. So at this point, if this is a different color, this happens, this will have to at least go here. Has to pick those up, has to go there. Green has to go there. Green is 2, 4, 6, 8, has to go there. Puzzle is broken. So that's why green has to go here. And now the same logic will repeat again. If that's not green, this will happen. This will happen. This will happen. 2, 4, 6, 7. Has to go here. Wait. Hold on. I think... Did I make a mistake in the earlier one? No, I didn't. It's fine. We were here. This causes that, causes that, causes that. And now 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Red has to go at least this far. Blue breaks, but wait. Yeah, this is all under the premise that red, green, and blue are different colors, and we already know that that's true from the start of the puzzle. So again, green has to go here. Now again, we can't make a new color here, because again, green goes there. And now this cannot connect to either red or blue. For red, it's too far. And for blue, it would have to pick all of these up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's again too much. So again, that has to be green. Green is now what size? 2, 4, 6, 8. And I think it will happen again that this has to be green. Because if it's not, this happens. It cannot connect to... No, it could connect to red from a... No, not from above, because green still needs one more. 2, 4, 6, 8. Green still needs one more, so if this wanted to connect to red, it would have to do so from below, but that would make red too long. 2, 4, 6, 8 can't even reach. And if it connected to blue, that actually might be possible. Because green could take one of these. Wait, but if this does that, if green takes this, red can only expand once. If it takes this, red can't expand at all. So either way, at the best case scenario for red, red gets access to that, then it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It still needs to expand at least twice in this scenario. Green would be completed. And now blue would have to pick up all the rest, but that's not an acceptable shape. So through the power of bifurcation, that has to be green. So what I said earlier holds true, but I kind of saw it through pattern recognition that green can only expand along the edge of the board, but so I don't know if that's acceptable logically. Like, I feel like I kind of bifurcated to reach this point. I don't know if I followed true logic. But anyway. And now I again, through pattern recognition, see that the only solution is like this. Yeah, like this is the solution right now. But it's pattern recognition. Are you supposed to solve them like that? Well, okay, let's see if we can do it logically. We need this shape to show up here somewhere. And so there is 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a dimensionality of 4. Technically, that could be vertical or horizontal for blue still. If it is vertical, then we either get that, or this, or this, you know, to get these vertical shape. Is there an issue? Well, it's not just that, right? It's like specifically this. Obviously here it can't do that. Because like it's also the fact that there's a gap here, right? So we can't do it here vertically. It can't be this. Can it be this? No, because of this. Because again, that also has to be a different color. So it just can't be present vertically, which means it must be horizontal, which means this must be a part of it, because the only horizontal place is here, and because this is size 2, we must either do that or this. Those are our only options right now. If we do this, then we also have to pick these up, but red can't do that. It would have to pick them up here. So it's not that. So it must be this. But now red has to expand at least this far. And due to the mirroring, we have to do this. And now, due to mirroring, we can't do that. We must do this. Okay, so I guess that's the logical version of it. I'm just wondering about this green thing. I wonder if that was logic or if I kind of cheated there. Anyway, last one. This video is too long as is. Let's try to... I was like hoping I can finish up the area, but maybe in the future I need to like break the video into multiple parts. Alright, precision 5. This asks to visit that, so it has to pick all of those up. This has to visit that, so it has to pick all of those up. Can't go there. Wait, what is up with this boss puzzle? Why is it so easy? So this goes here or here. Either way, it doesn't connect to that. I think if it goes here, we break because this dies. So it has to go there. And now I can ask about this. This can't be that because of parity, which means this happens. And now the same happens here. This can't go there, so it has to go there. This can't happen, so this happens. Alright, now let's ask about this. I think it can't go there. Because if it does... Well, no, it could. It will just have to go there. But the point is that if this goes down, like whatever tile this is, right? Whatever region this is, if it expands here, like what I'm trying to say is that it will always have to go up and therefore not be the same as this region. And the reason is because if it doesn't, the puzzle breaks, right? So it has to go up, but it's not the same region as this. So this happens, this happens. Now, whatever this is up here can't join to pink, but pink can't cut it off either. So pink has to do this. This has to come out and actually be this. This happens, this happens. This. And whatever this is different from this because they can't join. It would be too large. And so because they can't join, this could complete as a plus symbol, or it could do that, or it could do... It cannot do this. So what I'm trying to say is that this, because it cannot do that, it means that it must always pick this up. Right? Because if it avoids picking that up, it has to go there. It can't go there. It would do this and it would cut that off. So it must always pick this up. Now, okay, over here, this is some color. And if that color goes up, I believe the puzzle breaks. Because we get this and we don't have enough. In other words, this must go there. Or like, you know, whatever color is here can't go up. So that completes the puzzle. Because this can't join to orange, so orange goes there, and we're done. I don't know, this felt very easy compared to a difficulty 5 puzzle. I hope I didn't cheat by accident. I would go back and redo it to check whether I cheated or not, like whether I accidentally made a move that was not logically sound and got lucky with it, but since this video is already so long, I just want to wrap up for now. Let's just do one last quick check to make sure we didn't miss anything somewhere. I think we did a pretty thorough check earlier, but let's just quickly bounce around and double check. That was the precision area. I think that's everything I can see right now over here. That's complete, right? Yeah, as is that. Yep. Alright. Nice. Is there anything in this tree? No. Not that I can tell. And we did those two already. There isn't a third one. Look, that would be a really good hiding spot right there. Wait, that's where these two are hiding. But... wait a minute. Oh no, I can barely see the edge of it. I was about to say, do they, like, look at your angle and hide the box? Because I was about to say that... but no, the box is still there. The edge of it is barely visible. Yeah, this camera angle is quite funny. Look at that. We can technically access it from here. Oh wow, I actually bugged it. How did I do that? What the heck? Oh, it's a reproducible bug. So is the bug that if I hover a table that at the same time hovers another one behind it and then I press space... oh, did you see? It hovered this for a second. Look. See? And then maybe if the other one is obscured by terrain. So like this maybe. No. That's not it. Maybe if it's far enough off the edge of your screen. Yes. That's cool. We found a reproducible bug. So if you... like, it doesn't happen with the actual one you do, right? Yeah, it's only if there's a second box. Let's find another instance of it somewhere in the world. We just need two boxes really close to each other. Yeah, like here, for example, these two. So here my cursor would technically hover the one behind it if this one wasn't in the way, right? If I enter, move my cursor wherever, press space. Oh, there you go. So I don't even need for it to be off the edge of the board. I just literally need the cursor. Well, here it didn't happen. Oh, there you go. Okay. Interesting. I'll send this as a bug report then. Anyway, thank you for watching. How many are we at? 158. That's all for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.